Hello, hello. How are we doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. So, my name is Chuck. If you've never seen me before, you can put a one in the comments. You can put a two in the comments if you've been here before. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to try to open up these comments so I don't miss them tonight. I did last night, and I apologize. I had to apologize to one of my viewers for that last night. He asked a question, and by the way, if you want to ask a question, here is what I'm going to ask you to do. And that is, where is my question? There it is. So if you're going to ask a question, go ahead and put a Q colon and then the question. And that'll help me uh, decipher whether it is, hello, Mr. Diamond, how are you? Seems like you've been here before. Welcome, welcome. So we're going to keep it real simple tonight. All right. Um, I finally, after doing a ton of stuff, I mean a ton of stuff, to try to make money online, I finally found something that didn't feel sleazy. It didn't feel inauthentic. It didn't feel like I was trying to BS people. It was something that just felt natural to me. And that was sharing my knowledge with other people. So let me take this off so we can get that out of there. Okay, what's going on here? There we go. Okay, sorry about that. All right. So, um, so what we're going to talk about today is the three things you need in 2026 to make your first dollar online. Now, if you've never made any money online before, put a put a put a thumbs up. If you've never made money online before, if you have made money online, put a dollar sign. And I'm going to try to check in with TikTok too because I tend to ignore them and I don't mean to do that. But so if you have, so if you have made money online, put a thumbs up. If you have not, then go ahead and put that, go ahead and put that there. All right, cool. And if there's nobody there, so like I said, this is going to be quick tonight. So we're going to talk about those things. Now, I've made lots of videos about this stuff. What you don't need anymore is you don't need websites, you don't need funnels, you don't need email sequences, you don't need all this fancy stuff. You don't need to try to cobble together 17 pieces of technology. You don't need a credit card processor. You don't need a Stripe account. You can accept payments from all over the world. And I'm going to show you some folks who are doing just that really shortly. But the first thing you need, really the only thing you need, this is the basis of everything, is a topic you already know cold. In other words, it's something you're knowledgeable enough that you could talk about for an hour without notes. It just comes so naturally to you that you don't need more than maybe a card or two or a whiteboard or one or two slides and you could go for an hour. So if that's you, then you can make money online. So you don't need to sell digital products. You don't need to sell courses. You don't need to sell PDFs of how to make money. You don't need to do any of that stuff. Literally, all you need to do is find a subject that you know. And you might be saying to yourself, okay, well, where does that come from? Right? Well, what do you mean a subject? Simple. The subject could be either from a profession that you currently do or you've done in the past. It could also be from a problem that you have overcome or you've solved for yourself, or maybe it's a problem that you've solved for other people. And then the third thing it could be is just a passion. And when you take those three main categories and you expand on those, the the amount of knowledge that you could share is absolutely and totally endless. And so, what I like about this is number one, you got to be knowledgeable about it. Number two, you got to love it. Because if you're going to make money this way, you're going to talk about this subject every single day. So it better be something you love. It better not be doing something that you're just doing because you think it'll make you money. It better not be something that if it doesn't make you money, you won't enjoy talking about it. Because people will be able to tell, right? They will be able to tell if you are faking it. And you will probably give up because it takes time. So, who here has one of those subjects? Career or profession, problem you've overcome, or passion. One of those three. And by the way, I am not some genius that came up with these things. I got these things from Alex Hormozy. Okay. But what I don't do is I don't sell digital products. And if you do that, I'm sorry, but I feel that the vast majority of people selling digital products are only selling digital products on how to sell digital products. In other words, they are selling shovels rather than actually digging for gold. And that's why Alex Hormozy, again, not to insult you, but this is not for you if you just sell digital products. This is for people who actually have knowledge they want to share with other people. For example, a profession. You could teach people how to be a better accountant. You could teach people how to, and I'm just looking here and I am about to run out of juice. So hopefully that doesn't happen. There we go. So you could do all of those things, right? You can share any profession that you want, any profession at all. Okay. Number two, a problem. Let's say that you've overcome being out of shape, or let's say you've overcome shyness, or you've overcome anxiety, or you have overcome a bad relationship, you know, with a spouse, or with a sibling, or with a child, a parent, whatever. It's a personal problem that you have overcome for yourself, and people aren't looking for experts. They are not looking for the person that has a degree or a license or a certification or has written books. They're looking for somebody who has solved a problem for themselves, and they are close enough to you that you can solve it for them. That's what they're looking for. So, number one is a profession. Number two is a personal problem that you have overcome or you've helped other people overcome, or both. And then number three is a passion. And passions are cool because it can be anything you want it to be. It could be video games, bird watching, painting, playing a sport, hunting, fishing, you name it. It can be any of those things, right? So, but how do we turn that into money? We create an offer that delivers not only a result, but it also delivers you. Because that's what people want. In this crazy world of AI, right? In this crazy world of AI. Hey, Jackson, how are you? In this crazy world of AI, you know what people don't want? They don't want fake. They want real. That's why I go live so people can tell I'm real. Yes, I do content, but I want people to know that I'm a real human being. I screw up, I'm flawed, I'm not perfect, I don't have all the answers, but I just want people to know that I'm real. And that's the one thing that AI cannot replicate. AI cannot replicate authenticity, it cannot replicate being genuine, it can't replicate being real, right? It can't replicate your life experience. It can never duplicate that. I don't care how good it gets. It will never be able to, without you telling it, it will never be able to share your experiences and your pains and your struggles and your challenges and the things that you've overcome. It will never be able to deliver that type of thing to somebody else. Only you can, because you are one of one. You may have similar knowledge to other people, but you are still one of one in how you deliver that knowledge to other people. The struggles you have gone through will be different than the struggles that other people went through. So, that is one thing AI will never replace. And we're not just talking about selling courses here. We're talking, like I said, about delivering something that brings you to the table. Because again, that's the one thing that cannot be duplicated. A customized solution to their situation with accountability, support, access to you built in to get them one specific result. That's what you bring to the table. So you make content, you talk about the solutions that you can provide, and then you create that offer to customize a solution for other people. See, here's the difference. People think that if you go on media, whether it's YouTube or wherever, right? YouTube, TikTok, doesn't matter. People think that if you go on there and you actually give the answers to people, that they won't want to pay you. And it's the exact opposite of that. The more you give them for free, the more they like you and will want to pay you because they want to hang out with you. They want to ask questions of you. They want to spend time with you. And they want somebody there for them when they have questions or when they're stuck. That's what they want. And you can't get that from a course. Again, you watch a course, a video online, guess what? It's not going to say, did you understand that? Do you want to talk to me? You don't get that opportunity. But with a offer that includes what we call a paid community, you do get those things. And I'm about to show you lots of people that are succeeding just like that. It is not about the courses. You can get courses anywhere. It is about the experience, right? It's about the experience because here's the final piece of the puzzle. It's a place. It's a place where everyone gathers. Somewhere, everyone who's interested can interact with one another. They can learn together and they can pay you without friction. So again, you don't have to create some kind of website or a payment processor or anything like that. None of that stuff is necessary, right? All you need to do is create the place. And what if I told you that you could create that place for $9 a month? So basically, you can run a business that can make unlimited amounts of money, and you can run that business, at least the basic part of that business, for $9 a month. And again, I'm not selling you a course. There's no course to buy here, okay? I'm just saying this is what I use, and this is what I have used for the last probably almost 3 years now. And if you're not familiar with what we are talking about, let me show you. Let's see where things are here on my slides. Oh, perfect. Okay, so what you're looking at is a live view of my school. All right, and I need to fix this a little bit, bring that up. So what you're looking at is my school. Now, this is different than the school you're probably used to. If you've heard of Skool, Skool, if you've heard of Skool before, drop it in the comments by saying yes. If you haven't, say no. Let me know whether or not you've heard of Skool before. And I know what I'm doing here is by bringing up another window, it's creating this crazy infinity thing. So I got to keep that down. But if you've heard of Skool before, put a yes in the comments. If you haven't, then I'm going to tell you what it's all about because it is about the coolest place that I've ever hung out. Well, number one, there are 100 and let me bring that over here. There are 160 4,000 people with their own communities on school. Hey, what's up, Chris? So there's almost 165,000 people with their own communities on this school platform. Now, what's cool about it is once you have your own community, you get exclusive access to this community and you get to see what people are doing to succeed so you can model other people. They even have their own classroom called School 101 when you can go in there and you can basically take a class from the two guys that basically oversee school. And a lot of people don't even know that this course exists. Now, these videos are longer, but they're very in depth. And lots of people have just taken this training and they have gone and ran with it and they've created their own school. And then this is my school. This is my about page, right? This serves as your website. This is what tells people what your school's about. And most people, if they're smart, they give people a free trial so they can try something for 7 days before they decide whether or not they want it. Now, you can also go to this section called the community section. And the community section is kind of like a message board. You know, you'll see that it looks very similar to Facebook. And it's that easy to use as well. You want to create a post, all you do is you give it a title, you say something, you choose the category from the group that you're allowed to post in, and then you post it. That's it. Right? And if you want, you can add things to your post. You can add, not that, you can add videos, you can add GIFs, you can add all kinds of things to a post, right? So, and not only can you post as the owner, your members can post, which means they get to post questions, they get to post homework if you give them homework assignments, or so they can get feedback on what you're teaching them. And, you know, I like to give homework assignments because I just want to know that people are actually getting what they were looking for. You can have a classroom, yes, but don't think that you need to have some huge full classroom in order to have a school community. A lot of people don't have any community or any classrooms at all. All they have is a calendar of events where people can get together and hang out and they can ask questions. And you can hold those events right here in school. You don't need Google Meet. You don't need Zoom, which means that's another expense. If you've got Zoom right now, you don't need it. This will take the place of Zoom. It will accommodate way more people than Zoom will. And it's, again, it puts everything all in the same platform. I took a course from somebody. I made the mistake of seeing somebody on YouTube and I took his course. And I won't even tell you the amount of money that it cost me. But here's how they ran things. And this is how I knew they had no clue what they were doing. So I got my money back as soon as I possibly could. And I didn't get all of it back because it was a monthly thing. But they had their group on school. They had your payment plan somewhere else. They had where you actually get to talk with somebody on another platform. So they had 3 different places that you were trying to connect with people, as opposed to just having one, which is school. You can have community, you can have classroom, you can have calendar, and they will help you collect cash. Because all somebody has to do is go to your about page, click on free trial, right? Then they can decide, do I want the monthly or do I want the annual, and save 32%? And then they try, and then they get 7 days free to check it out. And that removes the friction for a lot of people because they know if they have a free trial, they're not likely to lose money on something that doesn't turn out for them. And I always tell people, look, if it's not for you, don't stay, right? If it's not for you, if you're not committed to it, if you and I charge because I had 2 different free groups. And the problem with a free group is people who pay attention. People who don't are tire kickers and generally aren't going to get any kind of results, right? So that's what I have discovered for me personally. Maybe other people it's different, but for me personally, I find it to be um, very difficult to deal with people that want to do nothing but consume free content. They don't even go through any of the coursework that I have created. And then they just want to ask 75 questions. And then they don't even want to be active in the group. And I've reached my limit for that. So, and you will see a lot more people these days are now starting out paid because they've realized how to do it. School's been around for 4+ years now. So people now know how this thing works. And let me show you. So, what could you create a school community about? Well, you could create it about hobbies. And these are some of the most successful paid communities on the platform right now. You could do it for AI. You could do it for Faceless YouTube. You could do it for Claude. You could do it for dog training. You could do it for peptides. You could do it for hackers. You could do it for UGC brands. You could do it for, there's another peptide. Here's an AI community. Here's a looks maxing community. Here's an advertising community. Here is a making cinematic images and videos community. Here's a CapCut boot camp. Here's an AI content creator. Here's a guy helping people with side hustles. Here's a real estate school. Here is a trading school. Here's another AI filmmaking school. Here's an Etsy school, right? So you can go in any direction that you want to go. Here is a GTA Creator Academy where this guy is teaching people how to play GTA 6 before it even comes out. How to fly, right? What is this? Is this drones? I think that's drones. So, you name it, blue collar business accelerator community. This guy makes more money than anybody, by the way. He makes more money than anybody on the platform. I, I'm not even going to tell you how much he makes because you wouldn't believe me if I told you. What's up? Yes. Yeah, this is not a hustle thing. It's, you know, it's whatever it is you want to do. I'm going to show you a couple of hobby communities that have nothing to do with making money, right? Like Friendly Scribblers. What is that? That's learn to design and create notepads in Canva. This looks like it's drones. I'm not sure. What's this? Craft your own image. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Learn to grow an embroidery. She has 149 members paying her $59 a month to learn how to embroidery. Here's a nail tech girl. She's got 103 members paying her $10 a month to learn how to do nails. Here's somebody teaching people how to do how to learn Spanish, how to learn tattoos, how to do 3D printing, right? How to learn salsa dancing. What's this? Learn from somebody. Here's more dancing. Here's another Spanish community. Here's a chess community, right? Equestrian. Learn how to ride horses. Co-sleeping. This is one I found and it blew me away when I saw this. Look at this. This woman has 854 members paying her $15 a month. Let me tell you what that is. That is what? 854 members times $15 a month. That's $12,000 a month she makes for helping parents co-sleep. So don't tell me that there's nothing that you can do. The possibilities are absolutely and completely endless to you. And even if you don't want to join my community, if you decide that you want to start a community and you use my link and you can comment on any of my videos, or you can comment on this live. If you want the link to start your own community, even if you don't get inside of my community, if you use my link to start it, I'll get on a call with you and I'll help you start your community. Now, why would I do that for somebody who is not in my community? Well, because school pays me to do that. School pays me to have me help people succeed on school. It's called an affiliate link. So every month that I'm able to help you keep that school open, school pays me a commission for you keeping your school open. So it's in my best interest, even if you don't join my community, it's in my best interest during that call that we would have to give you all the best info, right? So this is what we do inside of my community. I have been on this platform for 3 years, long before it was sexy or cool, right? And so I have seen the ups and downs. I've seen it get better. I've seen people come. I've seen people go. I've seen huge creators start to show up here, like Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi and Tom Bilyeu and Russell Brunson, the current world champion of UFC. I mean, there are people, and there are more and more big creators coming here all the time. Yes, it's absolutely okay. Absolutely. You know, it's not about views, right? And in your community, even if you have a live call and nobody shows up, you know what you do? You record it and you teach. And it doesn't have to go like the full length of whatever the call went, right? So it's just all about um it's just all about showing up for people and helping them. That's all it is. It's very, very simple. Um, and so that's what I've done is I have been on this thing long enough and I have seen people succeed. I've seen them fail. I've helped them succeed, like Cindy. If you're watching on TikTok, she has 300,000 followers there. She built a community, and in 30 days, she was making $3,000 a month. My friend Ray also found me. You're very welcome. My friend Ray found me on TikTok as well. This is when I used to go live primarily on TikTok and I didn't on YouTube because I didn't have the setup that I do now. And he said my biggest regret was waiting. Even though he was 65 years old when he started, he said, I waited for 3 months watching Chuck, thinking that I couldn't do this. And then when he did finally pull the trigger, 10 weeks later, he was making $1,400 a month with his community. And Ray teaches English as a second language because Ray is a first generation Cuban immigrant to the United States. And he said, 10 weeks later, I had recurring income, paying members, and a business that I own and doesn't depend on TikTok algorithms. Now, when he was teaching people English on TikTok only, what was happening was every once in a while, somebody may offer to give him $20 on PayPal. But now he has 13 members paying him $87 a month right now. Because, people come and then people go. You will have a little churn on your group. But look at the conversion rate on Ray's group in the very beginning. Over 6%. You won't find that with anything. So what this is about is realizing that your expertise on any number of subjects is worth more than you think it is, and you need to have income that you own, and that's what we offer you in the that's what we offer you inside of our. And I just realized this. I haven't been sharing my screen all this time. Why? Because I'm human and I mess up. But yeah, so here's our community. Let's try this one more time. I won't go all the way through it. There's Cindy, right? Cindy was making $3,000 a month after a month. Here's Ray. Ray was 66 years old. And here's Ray's income, just proving that it's actually real and I wasn't making that up. And so this is about your expertise is worth more than you think it is. And there's something that you know that other people don't and they want to know. And again, you don't have to be some sort of guru. You don't have to have a book. You don't have to have a podcast. You don't have to have millions of followers on social media. You just need to be a couple steps ahead of somebody who wants to learn something, and you can teach that to them. And they're actually going to relate more to you if you're closer to them than if you have been doing something for 10 years and you're trying to teach them and it just seems like you know it and it comes naturally to you and they can't learn it. So the closer you are to them, the more they're going to relate to you and probably going to want to learn from you. Because a lot of people don't want to learn from somebody who's been doing something for 10 years because they think I'll never be like that person. But hey, this person only started this 6 months ago or a year ago. I can learn from that person, right? That's like me. I've only been on this platform for 3 years and I've only had my own group for 2 years. So you can definitely learn from me because I still make mistakes and I'll be the first one to tell you that I make mistakes. So, but I don't see any questions. Oh, for the love of God. Unbelievable. Man, TikTok hates me. They absolutely hate me. They absolutely hate me. So, um, got to start second guessing whether or not I want to be on TikTok. Honestly, I really, really do. Because I want to help people on TikTok, but I can't stand their stupid live policies. They're so immature and dumb. But that's another subject for another day. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Um, unless there's any questions before I go, and I don't see any. Thank you for those of you who tuned in. I appreciate you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want more information on this, more videos on how this whole process works. There's a lot of that stuff there. And yes, you can check out the group if you want. All right. You guys have a great night. Take care now.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.